Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Let's have some fun. So, as I noted before, I find myself on Twitter every so often. And people tweet me things, and I follow a huge number of people because I like the content for the show. And sometimes someone says something that is breathtaking. Not necessarily in a good way, but breathtaking nonetheless. For today, we have Joanne Reid. Joanne Reid had this tweet. Where's her tweet? Where's the tweet? Right here. Now, Joanne Reid has a show on MSNBC. Now, it's amazing that Joanne Reid has a show. It's amazing any Democrat has a show. You lose this much and still retain your ability to have television shows and retain, a certain level of legitimacy. Fair enough. That's astonishing to me. But nevertheless, she's paid handsomely. And she says things sometimes. Let's take a look. I'm not going to just play it. Let's take a look. AM Joy with Joanne Reid. At Sky Charlie. It doesn't matter who paid for it. What matters is what's in the dossier and whether or not it's true. Hashtag AM Joy. Hashtag Dossier Gate. Okay. I somewhat agree with you. I will take the position that if the stuff that comes up in the dossier turns out to be true, fair enough. If Trump likes to get peed on, have at it. But this is politics. And if Hillary Clinton and the DNC is getting behind and paying money to have an investigation of somebody, usually that's just opposition research. Now, if you're going to say that Trump was peed on by somebody, you need to have a hell of a lot more evidence than just that dossier. And putting that dossier as if that dossier was out like a flat fact. The Democratic Party and the Hillary Clinton campaign used that dossier to attack Donald Trump. That's the brass tacks, and that's the flat fact of it. Now, what I'm getting at, however, is not so much whether or not the information in the dossier is true, not so much even on whether Joanne Reid in this very moment believed the exact thing that she tweeted. Doesn't matter who paid for it. What matters in the dossier is whether or not it's true. Fair enough. Truth, to some degree, is its own protection. What about the Clinton stuff? What about the DNC leaks? So did Joanne Reid have this exact same position on the DNC leaks? The information comes out. The information is true, talking about Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. And true information that really should have gotten Hillary Clinton put in prison. If we're being honest, she should have been perp walked the moment that information was released. The Joanne Reid, Rachel Maddow, these people, these functionaries of the Democratic Party that's on MSNBC that are pretending to be reporters and journalists, did they think that was fair game? Did they think that the truth was his own protection in having the Clinton leaks come out? The things that Clinton was saying in those documents, the information came out of how she was attacking Tulsi Gabbard because Tulsi Gabbard decided to support Bernie Sanders. The disgusting nature, the arrogance that was associated with the Clinton campaign. Was she okay with those leaks? She was decidedly not. This idea that if the Clinton campaign, if this information was being leaked, and if this information was true, which it was, that the fact that it was true in and of itself had a gravity on its own. If Hillary Clinton was hiding stuff from the people who were supposed to give their votes to the same Hillary Clinton, why was it not fair that the information came out that those people could see it before they made that vote? Meaning, should I not have actual and real information before making a vote for somebody? And if the information gets me to say, oh my God, I can't vote for that woman. If the information does that, wasn't that information valid by virtue of the effect that the information had? Meaning, it's one thing if the information comes out and it's wrong. If it's wrong, it's unfair, it's untrue, anything else. But as a voter, it is important to me on whether or not Hillary Clinton is obsequious to Wall Street, particularly if she's coming out saying that she's not. That contradicts her testimony. It's important to me if Hillary Clinton is like, oh no, I'm against the TPP now. Yes, I supported it 43 times, but in this very moment, on this stage, I am against the TPP. And then you read, yes, I'm for open borders. I think open borders are fucking awesome. think open borders are awesome. Or other documents saying that at some point we need to get back around this TPP issue. If the candidate is lying to me, and true information comes out saying that the candidate is lying to me, does Joy Ann Reid still believe the precedent that she just made here, saying that, hey, that information, what matters is whether it was true. What matters is whether it was true. She didn't seem to be on board with it back then. I don't understand why she's on board with it right now. It's Donald Trump, so yes, it matters. It matters. It only matters if it's true. Does that man like to be peed on? AM at Joy. We're going to talk about whether Donald Trump likes to be peed on or not. What matters is if it's true. That's all that matters. Hey, Joy, what about the Clinton leaks? I mean, that was some pretty damaging stuff in those leaks. I mean, she was telling Wall Street guys that I'm telling the truth to you, but I need to have a private position, or there's a public and a private position. Mind you, whoever you're telling that to is the person who you're giving their real position. Like, if you and I are having a talk, and I'm having a talk about Bob, and I'm saying, yeah, there's certain things I don't say to Bob. I'm telling you the truth. I'm lying to Bob. Hillary Clinton in that speech literally said, I have a private position. And look, this is, to some degree, all politicians do. Fair enough. But it's what you are talking about. It's what you're talking about. You're coming out to the public trying to say that, look, I'm on your side. I'm Hillary Clinton. I'm fighting for workers and all this other stuff. And you're trying to ape Bernie Sanders' position at the exact same time. Now, this is interesting because aping Bernie Sanders' position is far different than what Hillary Clinton was typically was. Then these Wall Street speeches comes out where she's, grabbing these guys by the ass and telling them how awesome they are. It's a little much. That's a little much. And not just a little much, it contradicts testimony. That's what I'm getting at. I agree with Joy on this. The point I'm trying to make is Joy doesn't agree with Joy when Clinton came out, when the leaks came out against Clinton, somebody who she was supporting. Shame, man. Shamelessness. Shamelessness. You get a bunch of money, you get on television, you say whatever the hell you need to say. I'm a Democrat. I'm functioning with the Democratic Party. I believe that voting for the Democrat is the best thing in the world. So yes, I'm going to be shameless in pursuit of defending the Democratic Party. My name is Joy Ann Reid. It's amazing. It's amazing. I wonder, does Joy Ann Reid knows that Joy Ann Reid feels this way now? Like, meaning, does this Joy Ann Reid look back at the Joy Ann Reid who was supporting Hillary Clinton and who thought that the WikiLeaks documents were beyond the pale and thought that those speeches should have never came out and thought that all the information that came out talking about the Clinton Foundation and the Democratic Party at the time, she didn't give a shit whether it was true? That this Joy Ann Reid looks back and wag her finger at the Joy Ann Reid for not being more vociferous in support for WikiLeaks? I suspect not. I suspect not. Stuffing money in your pillow, man. It helps. It helps. It's like the more money I get, the less shame I feel. That's amazing. That's amazing. Jay Scott, I can't believe Jamal is making videos on Joy Ann Reid personally. She is funny to me sometimes. Gardno, that is one of the absurd tactics. She aped Obama too. Robert Pouquet-Ray, what about Bob? We know that Joy is an operative for the DNC. She has been acting like that. Yeah, she's been an operative for the DNC for a while. She's an operative for the DNC for a while. So, there's another Twitter one while I want to do where I'm here. I might as well put all these in one video. I thought this was funny. Let me show it. Let me show it. So, this is in Virginia. This is my home country, home state. Tom Perriello. Now, if you remember, Tom Perriello is the guy that lost to Ralph Northam, the one that's running in the Democratic governor's race right now. Massive get out the vote showing at Mike Mullen for Virginia and William and Murray Democrats in Newport News for Ralph Northam. That's great. You lost and you're supporting the loser. I mean, you're supporting the guy who beat you. That's awesome. What I'm getting at is this a massive showing? Is that massive? Is that what Democrats call massive? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's keep going. And that's me being a dick. Yes. Let's see. And this one.
House Republicans came up with a number pretty much similar in terms of cuts to Medicare, what this budget does. Theirs is 90 billion. The one here is 473 billion. But they were a little bit more specific. You know what they said? Let's raise the eligibility age for Medicare to 67 years of age. So tell that worker who's now 65, 66, who was hoping to get Medicare, they're not going to get it. Tell them that that's not really a cut. Those are just funny numbers. They want to voucherize Medicare over in the House. So tell that older American who gets a check for $8,000, struggling with a life-threatening disease, and goes to an insurance company and gets laughed out of the room because nobody will provide health insurance to an older person dealing with cancer for $8,000.
Nobody up here wants to hurt Medicare.
These are cuts that should not, in a humane society, be allowed to take place.
That was the other one on Twitter. You know, the Republicans are trying to pass their quote-unquote tax bill. And part of that tax bill is to essentially gut services, gut social services, Medicare, Social Security, etc., all those things on the shopping block. You have a Republican in the House, Senate, and you have a president. You knew it was going to be fair game. Like, you knew when Donald Trump, I thought back, let's say when this election took place, and I said to myself, if Trump wins, that would mean that the Democrats probably would also lose in the ballot box, which would mean you would have a Republican House, Republican Senate, and a Republican presidency, and a Republican Supreme Court. Because ultimately, Obama was too weak to get his guy into the Supreme Court. So, right off the block, it didn't matter what Donald Trump was saying. Like, it didn't matter that Trump was like, I'm going to protect Medicare and all this other. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Republican House, Republican Senate, Republican president. Those things were going to be on the chopping block. Those things were going to be targeted right after that. And this is what's taking place. Donald Trump couldn't necessarily kill Obamacare. What was the next thing he was going to go to? Hey, tax reform. Let's get some tax reform. Now, tax reform is just coded language for I need to give me more money. I need to give millionaires and billionaires more tax dollars. Now, in order to give millionaires and billionaires more tax dollars, I think it was over $1 trillion they're trying to give back or give away. We need to tighten our belts somehow to do that. We need to cut services. So we need to gut Medicaid. We need to gut Medicare. We need to privatize Social Security. We need to do these things because we need to give ourselves more money. We need to give the people who are paying us more tax cuts. That's what's taking place. That's Republican Operation 101. Cut services, give millionaires and billionaires and the people who are giving us cash more money. That's what Bernie Sanders is talking about right there. Now that guy making a statement of, "Oh, we don't want to hurt Medicare." What you want to do is less relevant to me than what you are actually doing. I don't give a shit your feelings. I don't care what you want or feel about it. I care what you're doing. And right now you're trying to gut services in order to give billionaires and billionaires more cash. That was the other thing on Twitter. And that's Sanders giving the guy the business, even though Sanders has no power in that particular body in order to do anything about it, because they hold everything. They hold everything. You can bitch, you can moan. Your only course is to rally a huge number of people that are pissed off. And unless you can do that, Republicans can do whatever they want. My boy Bernie Berngard going hard. Pukere. We know what Joy is, an operative for the DNC. She has been acting like, yeah, she has. The moment that she got on, television, yeah, it's off to the races. I think they let Sanders refuse to support the GA race. Compared to 2020, it is irrelevant, and allowing the degree of opposition lends credibility to Sanders. Cred they would need in 2020 when he supports the DNC. Okay, fair enough. I personally, I think he's going to run in 2020. I could be wrong. I strongly suspect if he doesn't run, he's going to support somebody who's more like him. Well, does that mean that he will support the DNC if that person loses? He did it this time around, maybe. Maybe. You might be right. 3 people, it's massive. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Alright, I'm not going to keep this one long. This is me bitching about Joy and Reid for the most part. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, like, and subscribe. And of course, you can always support the Patreon. Thanks guys.